Howdy, folks. It's Howie here, Howie the Cat, and we're going to read what they call is a children's classic. This is New York. So let's take a look. What is New York? What is this book? I guess you put your name there. A vacation in Paris inspired him. Simple vision to talk about New York. Okay, let's see what New York is. M. Sayek, this is New York. And there's all the skyscrapers. It's interesting. Okay. Now that's too blurred for me to read. Amsterdam, November 1626. High mighty. Can I read that? High mighty sirs, here arrived yesterday the ship, the Arms of Amsterdam, which sailed from New Netherland out of the Mauritius River in September 23. They report that, and it's torn. Looks like it's the ship that arrived in the island of Manhattan. So I guess that's a document saying that they've arrived from Amsterdam, and of course New York was called New Amsterdam. And we got our people out there who are writing it. Okay, I'll throw in another clock. Oh, I guess they're buying it from the... Okay. In the year 1626, a Dutchman, Peter Minuit, bought the island of Manhattan from the Native Americans for $24 worth of handy housewares. It remains the biggest bargain in American history. Businessmen say that he would have thrown in another $8 billion. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we know that, New York. And no wonder. New York is the largest city in the Western Hemisphere, and it's full of the biggest things. There's our view of all of New York and the harbor. Quite nice. There's our building. One of the tallest buildings in the world, the Empire State Building, 1,472 feet high, 102 floors, 74 passenger elevators, and the most spectacular views from the top. The biggest cars. There's a shot at Times Square. The smoking billboard and the look at that big car, the biggest cars. Times Square, the biggest traffic jams in the world. The biggest stretch of streets to be policed, 6,000 miles of them. The biggest Sunday papers. Do they even have Sunday papers anymore? This is an old book, isn't it? And if the Empire State Building was the oldest building, or tallest, it's an old book. Well, it might, anyways. One of the biggest ports in the world, thousands of vessels yearly call at its piers. The Statue of Liberty, the largest lady in the world, from whose head, 10 feet wide from ear to ear, you can watch the city skyline and the busy sea. There's some nice artwork there, and there's another up there. Ships coming into port. The biggest ship dock along the Hudson River in Midtown Manhattan. New York consists of 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Richmond, Staten Island. Here is the Staten Island Ferry. I've ridden that. Some cool stuff here. You tell me how... The greatest humidity and heat attack New York in summer. New Yorkers counterattack with air conditioners. The biggest meat eater of all times, Tyrannosaurus, can be seen in the New York Museum of Natural History. When all the air conditioners are turned on at one time, cables burn out, and dig we must. The biggest store in the world is Macy's downtown. I think that's on Fifth Avenue. And one of the smallest, a little hot dog cart. For there are also small things in this big, big city. City Hall. There's also a village, Greenwich Village, with its small streets like McDougal Alley and its small shops. There's a little barber shop. There's more. Oh, that's down on Greenwich. Trinity Church, the oldest in New York City, is not so small as it looks. Its tower is 280 feet high. There are 4,000 churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples in the city. There are organizations to care for the welfare of your body. The United Hospital Fund, we have here. Of your soul. Looks like just a band. Salvation Army band is what it looks like, but I don't know. Flat, very flat building. And, oh, it's the UN. That's the UN there. And of your country. New York is the home of the United Nations. With its more than 80 member countries, people from all of them are at home in New York. So you can shop in any language. In German, it's a Brauhaus. In Spanish, Yiddish, Czech and Slovak, Hungarian, and all these languages you can shop in. Italian, got a pizzeria. You like the pepperoni? 15 cents? Yeah, this is an old book. 15 cents for a pizza. Russian. And even in English. A supermarket. Can you read this? It says, Feng Yin Quan Lum Hua He Fu. In other words, welcome to Chinatown. There's Chinatown. Play Street closed. There's kids playing in the street. Harlem is uptown. The police close many streets in New York so that children can play there. Park Avenue is one of the most elegant avenues of New York in Harlem. It looks just like this. That's elegant. There's a guy. And here it is, 70 blocks downtown. Oh, that's how it looks in Harlem. 70 blocks away, it looks like this. I getcha. This is the elegant way to keep the buildings clean. I don't think that's going to keep the buildings clean as much as the streets. There's a man sweeping up cigarette butts, it looks like. Yeah, a lot of pages. And all traffic in New York moves up and down. Down? There are 24,000 elevators in the city. All the way up on the roofs are water towers. Or water tanks. No, I'm sorry. All the way down underground are the subways. They go in two directions, uptown and downtown. People walk uptown or downtown. Dresses travel uptown or downtown. And buses too. Right in the bus. Paying your fare in the bus is like putting your pennies in a piggy bank. I guess it kind of was at one point. I don't know what it's like now. New York has many tunnels. This one takes trains into a building. And this one, the Lincoln Tunnel, takes cars under the Hudson River. I've been in that. Oh, there's the New York skyline. When you come out, you are in the state of New Jersey. From here, you see that over Manhattan, almost every building is a skyscraper. Those that are not will be. Well, no, they won't. They don't grow. That's silly. New Yorkers adore to watch them grow. No, I mean, some of the buildings are done, but okay. This one has grown beautifully. It's the GE building part of Rockefeller Center. For fun, you can see the sights from the top or go skating at the bottom. And there's our Rockefeller Center with there's that rink you see so often. You can also skate in Central Park. Or feed New York's huge fluffy squirrels. They love peanuts. Peanuts and almost everything else you can buy from a machine. I've never seen a peanut machine like that, but okay. A gum machine, and we've got some photo booths and soups. Oh, these are some old vending machines. I remember some of these. Remember that one where you turn the numbers to print your name? Yeah, that was Hertz Rent-A-Car. Even a pen. Oh, I remember those pen machines. My goodness, those. Yep, I remember those. You'd get those at the store and whatnot. They're turned in a circle. Those were cool. This is Columbus Circle. Mail early in the day. It's the better way. The George Washington Bridge spans the Hudson. Brooklyn Bridge, crossing the East River, is the oldest and is popular with everyone from cameramen to songwriters. This here. Oh, it's nighttime now. Good night, New York. From the Brooklyn side, this is Manhattan at night. There it is, Manhattan at night. In New York, fire strikes frequently. There's a little firebox. And so do people, and they're all on strike. Many fires, many hydrants, 90,000 of them. They look weird. Have you ever seen a hydrant like that? I haven't. And many fire escapes. Hell yeah, yeah. There's a big fire truck going down the street. Every 6 minutes, a fire alarm in the city brings out the engines, motors roaring, bells clanging, red lights flashing, sirens screaming. Hydrants can also have other uses. For instance, as little Tony's starting point in business. He's a little shoe shine boy. He's sitting on a fire hydrant. Shine, mister? With luck, it grows to this. Shoe and hat cleaning. It's a full Big Tony and Company. Look at that shoe shine boy. And then, with more luck, Tony ends up here in Wall Street. Its name comes from the wall built here by the Dutch against the Native Americans. Well, that one I didn't know at all about. There's a wall there built, huh? The Guggenheim. There's the Guggenheim. Art seekers can seek art in more than 200 art galleries and 9 art museums in New York City. This one is built by Frank Lloyd Wright. He was an old architect. Did a lot of interesting architecture like that. He did some really weird stuff. It was a really cool guy. On the beach of Coney Island, 1 million sun seekers seek sun on a summer Sunday. Yeah, that would not be a fun beach to be on. It's a little bit crowded. A little too crowded. Well, there's a football stadium. Yankee Stadium. Baseball or football fans, 70,000 strong, come here to watch their heroes. Everything in America comes wonderfully wrapped, including football players. Oh, he's got a Giants cape on. I guess they do. And we're nearing the end, I guess. A drugstore. You can get everything here from bath soap to bicycles, from hamburgers to Hamlet. Yep, I'd be old with the counter and all that, an old drugstore. I remember those style. Used to get everything at like a Walgreens or. And here is Times Square, the biggest supermarket of them all. Frankfurters, hamburgers, Romarara, Burgerama, movies, people, cars, lights from dawn till dawn. I don't really know what those things are. Burger, okay, it must be a hamburger, but there it is. Those, I think they were the old vending machine places. I don't know. And a few steps uptown on Broadway, watch for the weather star high above. When it is orange, look out, but when it is green, get ready for another lovely day in New York. And there it is. And let's look at some facts here. I guess this was 1960. This is New York today. This is actually still old because in 1960, the tallest building in the world was the Empire State Building. Today, it is the Twin Petronas Towers in Malaysia. In 1960, the biggest port in the world was New York. Today, it is Singapore. Today, the United Nations has more than 190 member nations. Today, there are 67,000 elevators in the city. Today, there are 110,000 fire hydrants in the city. Today, a fire alarm sounds every 30 seconds in the city. Today, there are more than 450 art galleries and more than 100 museums in the city. Today, only baseball is played in Yankee Stadium, and the Giants played their last game in 1973. They moved over to, and that's the end. That was not really a story, but it was kind of a fun little look about New York. All right. Thanks, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.